Was this virus genetically modified to be used as a biological weapon?
This was one of those conspiracy theories that was bound to pop up in the midst of a global pandemic, right? I mean, there have been too many books and movies with that as a plot line. But a team of researchers that studied the genetic makeup of the virus recently published some compelling arguments for why it wasn't engineered but must have naturally evolved. First, they said, SARS-CoV-2 most closely resembles coronaviruses found in bats that don't cause disease in humans. And of course, any evil scientist trying to build a superbug would have started with one that's already been proven to make us sick. Second, in our computer models, the changes to the SARS-CoV-2 genetic sequence that allowed it to start infecting us just don't look like they should work very well. They aren't mutations that any bioengineer would have chosen if they were trying to build a superbug, because the models would have said they don't really work. So no, the coronavirus was not designed by humans.
Can supplements like fish oil, zinc, or vitamins help?
Supplements are an area of nutrition where there's very little consensus in the scientific community under ordinary circumstances, much less in the midst of a pandemic. The idea that you can somehow boost your immune system, I mean, what does that mean anyway? The answer to this question is a resounding no. The only thing that we currently think will prevent you from catching the virus is if you've had it already and developed antibodies that will prevent you from getting it again. I'm not saying you should stop taking your fish oil or your vitamins, just don't expect them to keep you from catching COVID-19.
There is a rumor that loss of smell is a sign of a severe case of COVID-19. Can we hear more about that?
A recent large-scale study in Britain that collected data from hundreds of thousands of people self-reporting on an app showed that from those who eventually tested positive for the disease, around 60% had that symptom to a greater or lesser extent. That certainly sounds pretty convincing. The only problem is that losing the sense of smell or taste is also closely associated with other respiratory infections. It's a lot more common than you might think. That's why, as of this morning at least, the WHO was still reviewing the issue and hadn't yet decided to add the loss of smell or taste to the official list of symptoms of coronavirus infection. But that could very well happen in the coming days if there's enough evidence to support it.